Well, hello there, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Blair Lamb, and I make lifestyle, day in the life vlogs, some travel, some Disney, and today I am making a video that I have been wanting to make for the better part of 3 years. And I wanted to tell you guys that we found a house, bought it, we closed on it last week, and we are moving. Hooray! So I'll tell you a little bit of the backstory and share a little bit about this house and how we found it and how we came to purchase it. And I have already filmed an empty house tour of the new home. I've already filmed a staged house tour of our home right now. And I just have a lot of content related to moving and redecorating and remodeling and all kinds of things like that coming. But I wanted to kick off this sort of series of moving content with this video just to give you broad brushstrokes, a big overview of why we're moving, what we're doing, like all of that. So super excited to share it with you today. So our house hunt began in August of 2020. So it's July of 2023. In just a few more weeks, it will have been 3 full years since we began looking. Now, in that time, we had a baby, and so obviously we weren't actively looking every single week, but we were pretty much off and on looking that entire span of the 3 years. We are really happy in our home where we're living now, and we have been. And so it wasn't a matter of like, oh, we don't like this neighborhood or we hate this house. It was more a matter of thinking into the future and thinking as the kids get older, we'd like some more outdoor space for them. We'd like to live closer to our friends, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And just a few different things that we were kind of looking for in a home. And that was kind of what we were thinking through. We really wanted to be in a particular area, in a particular neighborhood. We're still in the same part of the country, so we're not changing jobs. We're not at all, everything will still be very, workable driving distance. So it's not like a cross-country move or a cross-state move or anything like that, just across town. So we started looking 3 years ago, and we have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let me tell you what, we have so many stories of looking at houses. Some of them are amazing, and then you go upstairs and they're just awful, or some of them from the outside are beautiful and the inside is just falling apart, or vice versa. We've had houses that are just perfect for us, but that are way out of the budget. We've had houses that are on tons of acreage that we don't really want to manage. We've had houses on teeny tiny lots, which is not what we're looking for. We have just seen it all. And it's been really helpful, and I'm really grateful for the period of time of looking, because it obviously gave us lots of opportunities to really narrow down our search and identify our must-haves and the things that we were more willing to negotiate on as far as a new house. So when we first started looking, we were not looking for a fixer-upper. We were looking for a turnkey move-in ready home, which is what this home that we live in now was and is really still. So we bought this home directly from the builder. We didn't get to choose the finishes or the layout or anything like that. It was already complete by the time we bought it, but it was brand new. We were the first owners, and so it was completely turnkey, and we really enjoyed that experience. It just made everything easy. So when we started looking 3 years ago, that's what we thought we wanted. Over the time that we were looking, I really had a change of heart and started really being more interested in a fixer-upper and being able to put in the time and really make it something that was exactly what we wanted without having to go the building a house route. And Riley was more interested in the turnkey, but as time went on, he started kind of seeing more of my point of view and started to more agree with me. And so I don't know, maybe 3/4 of the way through our search, we started thinking that maybe we would take on a fixer-upper. There were certain parts of a fixer-upper that we were not interested in, like we didn't want to be moving the whole layout around or stripping down to the studs or adding on, like a second story. But we talked about, if it's if the house is just ugly, if it just needs new finishes, like we could do that. So that brings us to the home we just bought, which is definitely a fixer-upper, but we love her so much. So this house is in our ideal neighborhood, and in fact, by the grace of God, and truly, like I can't imagine how this story could have been written otherwise, we have become really close friends with 4 families, and they all, over the past 3 years, have ended up moving on to this into the same neighborhood, but not only that, onto the same street. And when you know it, this house that we just bought is also on that same street. So we're gonna get to live with 4 of our best friends, and they all have children our age, and 2 of those families have 2 children, which are like exactly my kids' ages, and then the other 2 have 4 kids, and 2 of the 4 are my kids' ages. So here comes Nordnar. So we are just so excited. You wanna say hi? Are you excited about the new house? Yeah. Okay, so we are just so excited to live among friends, and it's just unbelievable to me that 5 of us families that have gotten so close are all going to have not only the same neighborhood, but the same street address. It's incredible. And all of our kids go to the same school, with the exception of one of the family. But anyway, the point is, like, we just do life with these folks a lot, and it's just really cool that we're all in the same area. So that was a huge win, the biggest win of all, honestly. If I could only go back and tell myself several years ago when I was struggling so much to find my place in this town and find friends and a community, that not only was I going to find all of those things and really thrive and be happy, but I also was going to get to live like among some of my favorite people, that would have been so stunning to me. And it's just, I have just cried many tears of happiness in the past few weeks. So this house comes on the market, and it was, like I said, major fixer-upper, not cute, not staged. I mean, pretty much honestly a hot mess. There was like stuff all over the countertops, like they were in the middle of a craft when they took their listing photos. They obviously had many cats, probably a few dogs. There was just like hair and it was just really rough. And so when the listing photos came online, my husband Riley immediately somehow could see through all of that. And he was like, I think this house would be perfect for us. And I was like, no, I'm not living in that house. It just looks, it was rough. The pictures were rough. And so I was not interested in seeing it. And so for 2 months, he brought it up maybe 3 times over the course of 2 months. He was like, are you sure you don't want to go see that house? And I was like, Riley, we've been looking for 3 years. I really don't want to end up in that house. It just looks like it's falling apart and all of this. Well, he asked like a 3rd time, and I was like, you know what, if you want to go see it, I'm happy to go see it. I'm just telling you, like, don't get your hopes up. He was like, that's fine. So we schedule with our realtor, we go and see it. And as luck would have it, the previous owners had moved out of that house the day before. So all of their furniture was completely removed. Everything was off of the walls. And so it was just a completely empty house. I have to tell you that if that had not been the case, I highly doubt we would be moving into it, because they just were people that had lots of furniture, lots of decor, stuff hanging on every inch of the walls. And I think I'm a pretty visual person, and I can imagine things pretty well, but it was so far that I don't think I could have had the creativity. But obviously Riley did, because he was like, I just think it's such a great layout. It's so great. It's so great. And I was like, okay. So we went in, and immediately, I mean, the carpet was stained with cat urine and coffee stains, and I mean, like, foul. And there was carpet in the bathroom, and it was just really rough when we went to see it. But because there wasn't furniture and there was nothing on the walls, it was easy to kind of imagine. And the layout actually was so exactly what we've been looking for. And it was a 1-level rancher, which is what our ideal setup would be. We live in one now. We absolutely love it. That would be my ideal setup, and that was that. The way the kids' bedrooms are set up, which I'll show you all this in the house tour coming here very soon. I really liked the way the kids' bedrooms were set up. There was a guest room, which was great because obviously my family lives across the country, and there was a fantastic outdoor space, really awesome outdoor space, which was a huge win for me. There were just a lot of little things that like checked a lot of boxes that we had. The only box that didn't get checked was we were hoping that we maybe could possibly find a house that had already, which we saw quite a few that had this, an outdoor climate controlled office. People call them she sheds, or like you can call them all different things, but basically so that I could have an office on site, on property. We didn't end up finding that, but our house that we just bought, this new house, does have in the garage an area that's enclosed that they're using for storage, that I think if we ever wanted to, we could use it as my office. But after really talking it through with our tax woman, she said that actually, you know, you get taxed so heavily being self-employed that actually it might make a lot of sense to have that as a write-off. So anyway, I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do on the office front. Right now, I'm just keeping my office as it stands, which I lease across town. No big deal. So that's kind of the story there. So we went and saw it, and it ticked all these boxes, and Riley's like, I totally think we should put in an offer. And I was like, I think we should put in an offer too. It's been sitting for 2 months. They might be willing to negotiate. And it ended up working out so smoothly. They accepted our offer right away, and we were able to do a closing within 30 days. So we closed last Monday. So by the time this video goes out, it's been about 2 weeks since we closed on this home. And it's so exciting. It is so exciting. So far, we have put in all new floors, and we are getting all of the walls painted, all of the trim, everything painted starting today. And that'll take about 2 weeks because it's a pretty big job. The house is about 800 to 1,000 square feet bigger than our current home. And that doesn't include the outdoor space in this new home, which is absolutely fantastic, which again, I will show you that in the upcoming house tour. But we are just thrilled, so very excited about this move. We are definitely going to be doing some renovations. The kitchen is getting a full renovation. We're tearing a wall out, doing a big island, all of that. Our bathroom is doing a big renovation. Like, we have definitely some things, you know, in the pipeline. We've been talking to contractors, signing contracts, picking out finishes. Like, it's been super fun. So I will definitely share all of that I just talked about in installments here on YouTube. If you want day-by-day updates, I've been sharing day-by-day updates of the flooring going in, paint colors going in, choosing things, all of that. Make sure to subscribe to me on Instagram. It's $4.99 a month if you want that day-in-the-life content. If not, I will still be posting that kind of stuff here. It will just be, I have a piece of hair in my face. It will just be in chunks instead of every single day. So whatever works best for you is awesome. We are so excited to be moving. Thank you so much for watching this video. More to come, more details, an empty house tour, everything, renovations, all of it. Can't wait. Thanks for being here. Thank you for sharing in our excitement, and we are moving.